Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you come back to me? Can you come back to me?
Hi guys, it's Karaya and welcome back to my channel. I sang it. You like that? Anywho, if you are new to this channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the family. Here on this very beautiful and abundant channel, I make spiritual content. You can consider me your homegirl who helps you understand the spiritual and the practical and the spiritual. And along with that beautiful spiritual content, I also make a lot of cute, quirky, creative content that you can vibe with, that you can relate to. So if that is something that you're interested in, stay tuned because that's the kind of content I'm bringing. I thank you guys so very much for watching. If you're a returning watcher and subscriber, hey, welcome back. Thank you for rocking with me as always. As you can tell by today's title, we are going to talk about growth. And I know you may think like, ooh, rah, 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 we're going to talk about the usual, but no, I'm going to be keeping it all the way real, all the way 100 in this video about growth and what comes with it. So if you're in a growing process or you're ready to start your growth journey, this is a good place to start. This video is going to give you so much knowledge, wisdom, and advice, and honestly, a good laugh. So before we jump into the video, if you don't mind, please go ahead and like this video, drop a comment as we go along in the video, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on those post notifications for me. Now let's get right into the video. In today's society, everybody's talking about growth, everybody's talking about healing, everybody's talking about good vibes. That's like the wave, especially right now because we're moving into the age of Aquarius. That's going to come up a lot. You're going to see like the new influences are all going to be about like health and abundance and wealth and peace and prosperity and stuff like that. And it's no shade or offense. That's very good that we're moving into a new wave of influencers. No offense to the old ones. I think fashion, beauty, and all that stuff is amazing. They're still going to be on the top of their top. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like they're going to be completely swept out of the way. However, this new wave and this new age, spiritually where we're going, it's all about information. I'm an Aquarius sun, and we are all about knowledge. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. We want to learn, we want to be the best, and we want to share that knowledge. So yeah, that's the kind of era we're going into. So with growth, I feel like a lot of people just don't keep it real. When we talk about growth, people think it's like roses and daisies, and nobody tells you all the stuff that you're basically getting yourself into. It's not anything to be scared of. Growth is a beautiful process. However, it is not something that is like boom, bam, overnight. It is like tedious, to be quite honest. And it's not bad for things to be tedious. You want gradual growth. You don't want to like wake up and be a new person because like I said, there's a lot that comes with growth. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first thing I want to talk about that I feel is really important is opinions. Everybody has one, just like a mouth. Yeah, what'd you think I was gonna say? Anywho, so everybody has an opinion, like I said. When you start to do your growth journey, please believe me, everybody's gonna give you their opinion because everybody has a way of believing. Everybody has a way of doing things. Everybody has something that they care about and they believe in because it's true for their life. On your growth journey, just know you're going to realize your truth no longer matches the truth of the old way you used to do things, or you're going to get deeply grounded into your already held truths and beliefs. Regardless, it is up to you to decide if this lifestyle is true for you or not. Everybody wants to tell you how to do something, what to believe, how to believe it, how to think, how to act, how to dress, how to be. But the whole point of growth, honestly, is to find who you are deep down inside. As you're going along in this life and this journey, you're just returning to self, okay? Whatever that self may be or has been. When you start your growth journey, automatically be prepared for people to tell you that you're doing it wrong or that they don't like who you are now. Both can and will happen, okay? Everybody has an opinion on how you're supposed to grow, how you're supposed to do something. Honestly, only you can know what's best for your growth and how to go about growing. There are like a million books, a million videos, a million everything. I'm one of the videos, you see, on growth. But honestly, you're the only person who can decide that for yourself. I know a lot of people might even hear this opinion and say, that's absolutely wild and crazy. There are rules to healing and growing. However, that's your reality. Me personally, I hold space for multiple realities. Even if I don't agree with said realities, that has nothing to do with me because I don't gotta live in that reality. Do you understand holding space for multiple realities while building your own? Because sometimes it can be a tricky concept because you feel like, I can't hold space for this, that means I believe it. I was somebody who was definitely that way. Like, I am not going to hold space for such belief when I don't believe in that and I don't want that to happen to me. When the truth of the matter is, you can hold space for somebody else's reality, as painful as it may be sometimes, because you know, people really do have garbage opinions. I'm just gonna say it. Some of y'all's opinions are straight garbage, basura, trash. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's sad. It's just ridiculous that y'all hold these beliefs sometimes, you know, very hurtful realities. Nevertheless, that's some people's realities. So I can hold space for it, but I don't have to interact with it. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to engage or actively participate in it. That's just holding a space for it. It exists. Doesn't mean I have to acknowledge it or participate. That's all. So people will bring their realities to you and want you to engage, acknowledge, and participate in it, but you do not have to, because as you start to heal, you're reshaping your reality, whether you know it or not. You had one way of living and you realize this level of living is not working for me. There's a different level that I'd like to get to, a different level I'd like to go to, a deeper level of growth I'd like to achieve. And when you start to go and dive deep, you'll realize this, and that is not working for me. So you'll start pulling it down, okay? It's gonna start to crumble. You know, in the tarot, it's like the tower card. When they throw the tower on you, they're like, ooh, ooh. People get so shook and so scared. Personally, I love a tower card in my reading because I know that means the old is passing away. I'm like, yes, crumble, false realities. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that today. I'm not very deeply knowledgeable into tarot. I will say shout out to Shonetta's Divine Tarot and the Tarot Priest. Those are the two of the tarot readers channels that I really do like. If you're interested in that sort of thing, just like that, that's like a belief that's held. I like tarot. A lot of people feel like that is bad. That's their reality. I hold space for it, but I still live in my own. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, when people start to give you their opinions on what they feel and what they believe, you can listen, but learning to dial it back and look at energy for what it is and from what space it's coming from. Because even what I'm saying is coming from my reality and my perception. So, you know, sit back and assess people's advice and beliefs and stuff. It's coming from their perception, the life that they've been living and building for themselves. If that's the kind of life you want to live and build, then that's your truth, right? If that's not the kind of life you want to build, that's not your truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have rules and ways on living. Personally, we all have rules and a code, regardless if you feel like you don't or not. There's a certain way you live your life, even if it's the rule is to have no rules. But yeah, so what's best for you is what's best for you. Now, the opinions that people are going to give about who you are now, oh boy, oh brother.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
People are going to have so much to say about you once you start your growth journey because you're changing and oh my God, you think you're better because if you don't do things that you used to do anymore, it's automatically seen as judgment, right? Okay? You growing is not judgment. You don't have to judge people once you grow. I look back on old behavior and habits I had, and maybe people around me still have those behaviors and habits. Do you think I'm looking at them in judgment? No, why would I do that?
Why would you bring this to somebody else's club? That's sad.
That's dumb. I used to participate in that same behavior and engage in it. Just because I realize it's not my truth anymore and it's not for me, doesn't mean I'm going to look down upon it. There's nothing to look down upon, babe. That's just not best for me. My highest self does not thrive when I'm doing this behavior or exuding such characteristics and traits. That's all. If your highest self vibe in this type of environment, vibe on. You don't need me to vibe in that environment. You know what I'm saying? So maybe people will start to get defensive once you start to say like, I don't know, like, hey girl, I don't want to go to the club. That's just not for me. For me, that's the personal truth. I'm not going to the club no more, okay? Unless you're having something like super, super, super important and I need to drop by or something just to support you, cool. But no, I'm not going to the club. And you see, that's no judgment to my friends. I hope my friends keep having a good time, keep turning the clubs up, okay? I just don't thrive in that environment anymore. I realized it really wasn't who I was when I was going to the club. Or even if it's just like an activity that you were really just doing because everybody else did it. Like maybe you woke up every Sunday to play volleyball, but you dead don't like it. And you're like, guys, I am no longer waking up on Sundays to play volleyball. I'm going to use Sundays for like winding down, self-care Sunday. I'm not doing it. That's fine. People are going to have their opinions on you, and that is okay. You can hold space for those opinions. You don't have to accept them, okay? You don't even have to reject them. Just hold the space for them. Live your little lives in your reality. People's opinions will not make or break your life. As much as this society will have you think that somebody's little bitty opinion will make or break your life, it's your perception that will, to be honest. For instance, here's an example. Let's say somebody has an opinion about you and they don't like you for whatever reason, just whatever random wild reason they don't like you. And they happen to be holding a high position at a job that you want to work at. So when you apply, they have the power to give you the job. They look at your application, they toss it, period. They don't like you. They have an opinion about you, and that opinion is unfavorable. So most people see that as, see how opinion can make or break you? See how people holding a certain opinion about you can really affect your life? Wrong. Trash. If somebody's going to hold an opinion about you and they're going to use that opinion to exercise their power in a certain way, was that environment for you, to be completely honest? That's something that hinders people, I believe, in today's society. Steady wanting people to change their opinions about certain stuff instead of changing their perception. If you don't want to hire me because you don't like me, guess what? Kudos, congrats. I don't need to be in that environment. I'm not going to thrive. I'm not going to be my best and highest self. I'm not about to struggle for anything. I live on the path of least resistance. I am beautifully abundant in every way, and everything I want comes to me with ease. Okay? All that BS and mess and fighting for stuff, kicking down doors, y'all do that. Y'all have fun with that. All these wars y'all want to fight that y'all signing up for because you just simply don't want to shift your perception. So once you shift your perception, you realize, oh, great, this person works there. They don't really like me. This isn't for me. They didn't give me the job. Instead of you sitting there getting down on yourself and being like, oh my God, this person needs to change their opinion. I'm such a good person. Move on. Let whoever you believe in, God, the universe, yourself, good vibes, whatever you believe in, put it into the atmosphere and ask for what you want and watch it bring it to you on the path of least resistance. You don't have to fight for the things you want. Society will have you guys thinking that you got to work the hardest you can to get everything you want. I'm not saying hard work doesn't pay off. It clearly does. And it's good to put hard work into the things you like. Don't get me wrong. Continue to progress and get better because we're talking about growth here, right? However, that mindset that people need to hold the same opinion of you, let it die. Shift your perception. People don't need to change their opinion. Let them live in their realities. Continue to build yours. That ties into the mind your business lesson. I'm just go ahead and slide right into the next point, which is mind your business. When you're healing and you're growing and you're seeing yourself grow, start to mind your business. Bro, if you're not minding the business that pays you, you're not going to grow accordingly. You steady worried about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else has going on, because you feel like you're growing now perhaps, and you want to share that. That's beautiful. But mind your business. Somebody doesn't receive the message you have, mind your business. Yo, we are all gardeners and gardens in the same right. I use that metaphor if you watched some of my previous videos. We all have an inner garden. You clean your own inner garden up. You plant seeds. You let other plant seeds in your garden. Yes, that's beautiful. And I know when you're starting to grow and just being so happy that you're free from all of that toxic mess, you want to plant seeds in everybody's garden. But baby, everybody's soil ain't ready, okay? So you have to let it go. Let it go. Stop trying to force your opinion on everybody, okay? Like the last point. Hold space for other people's realities and let other people hold space for your reality, bro. Just because you feel like your reality is the best reality, that's your business. Start minding it, okay? When you're minding your business, you can grow effectively. When you're where you need to be, everything is coming to you. You're always divinely aligned. So even if things in your physical reality are not necessarily catching up, just stay ready. And the best way to stay ready to receive what you want is to mind your business. Because when you're minding your business, what are you doing? You're being open. You're being vulnerable. You're being ready for what's next for you. You're not looking over here to see that Jim Bob just got this, and that J Bob just got that, and that She Bob just got that, and that He Bob is doing this, period. All the Bobs, the big Bob family. You see that they're doing X, Y, and Z, and you're so focused on them, you can't see what's coming to you. Mind your business so your growth can continue to grow up. Do you think trees in the forest are looking around like, dang, that oak down there, she's getting tall? Or do you think flowers are like, dang, look at them tulips across the way blooming? No, they're just blooming. They're just growing. They're reaching for the sun. They're focused on their objective, which is growing. Focus on your objective, babe. You gonna be a big oak one day. If you keep reaching for the sun, you gonna bloom like that tulip. Okay, don't worry. Now let's talk about judgment. Judgment is basically an opinion, but I want to single it out specifically because honestly, judgment is something that will hinder you on your growth journey, when you're growing and you're doing the best you can, you're gonna start to judge yourself because you might detach from old people, and maybe sometimes you're just detaching from the habits, and those habits are deeply associated with the bonds and the connections you have. So you might start to judge yourself because you might feel like you're judging them, or they might tell you that you're judging them, or something of the nature. Judgment has never helped anybody. You know, I know that some people feel like judgment is necessary, but I feel like discernment is necessary. Judgment restricts while discernment flows. When you're judging people, you're looking at them from one point of view and from one box. I can look at somebody and I can see like they're probably not the best for me to hang out with because I use discernment just because of X, Y, and Z trait, but I don't have to judge them because of their traits, because I have been somebody who was toxic for other people's lives before. I have been low vibrational. I have been somebody that people should have cut off. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've always been some perfect person, always growing. No, that's just not the truth. But now that I use discernment and I don't have to judge people, I don't have to feel so standoffish when I get around certain crowds, or I don't know, when I don't want to kick it with somebody. I don't have to be afraid to text them like, actually no, or delete their number and say, who's this, when they do text, like, oh, I don't have your number saved because we don't talk that often, or whatever. It's not really scary for me to confront people anymore because I'm not coming at them from a place of judgment. How they perceive it is their perception, their group, whatever. Remember that, okay? Talk about perception. People's perceptions is their own, including yours. Like I said, you're creating your world. As you start to grow, you're growing up and out of things, okay? Growth is an upward sprint. You can grow outward to expand your territory. You definitely should. I definitely am. However, people's perceptions is not your burden to carry. My mom taught me that. Oh my gosh, I love my mom. One of the wisest women I know. My mom told me that people's perceptions are too heavy of a load to carry. Those were her words. And I was like,
wow, 7 projects. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Give it up for my mama, y'all. Period. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, Mom, you snapped, because it is too heavy of a load to carry. Why are you carrying everybody's perceptions? You're worried about how they think of you, what they feel about you. The only way to know if you're on the right path is to create your path. Keep going. Are you going to create something ugly for yourself? No. When you're going in the right direction and you just want to grow and be positive, free, happy, self-sufficient, all that good stuff, you're attracting positive energies, okay? People with negative energies are going to be attracted to you, but that's why you use discernment. They're going to see your light, babe. They're like little bugs. And that's not being mean. We've all had toxic traits. But people who are toxic, when they see your light, what do bugs do when they see the light? They fly to it. It's up to you to zap them and tell them to back up, or you just gonna let them chill out on your little frame, you know, the little light, tiki torch, whatever you got. You know, it's up to you to be like, hey, I can discern that this person's pretty toxic and they just want me to engage in behavior that's not beneficial for my growth. You don't gotta kick it with them. You don't gotta be scared to tell them you don't want to kick it with them, because I damn sure ain't scared. I ain't scared to tell nobody nothing. I'm not going. Now what?
What? Child. Anyway, so.
Right. It really don't gotta be all that. It's just like, hey, thanks for inviting me. No, not really my type of thing. But you know, if you do want to hang out with them in the future and what they're doing now just isn't for you, you can let them know. Just let me know when you're doing something like this and I'll go. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. People make it a big deal because of perception. So when you're so afraid of how people perceive you, you'll start conforming and doing what they want, or you don't want to speak up for yourself on your growth journey because you're like, I don't want people to think I'm judging them. Yo, people's perceptions, stop carrying it. Dump perceptions. Take that right off your back. Just do the rock away on it. Period. Let it go. Authenticity is my next point. Just know that being authentically you on your growth journey is going to be the quickest thing to help you. When I started my growth journey, I was like really hiding from myself. I talk about it a little bit in my healing video. If you haven't already watched it, go ahead and watch Healing 101. But it really helped me grow once I started to be authentic and real with myself, especially about the nasty traits I had. I was like, you know what, this is so toxic. I'm so toxic in this department and in this area. You know what I'm saying? I just need to grow in this area. And once I was able to be authentic and real and acknowledge the areas I needed to grow, I started to grow, because I was like, this behavior's not serving me. This mindset's not serving me. This isn't serving me. Period, okay? You are the consumer in your garden. So, you know, if you see some rotten fruit, cut the tree down. Cut it down. You don't want to eat that, do you? You see it's producing nothing but rotten fruit, but you gonna steady let it grow? Cause what, society tells you it's cute? A lot of y'all have some interesting, very interesting opinions on other people because y'all don't mind y'all's business about how you're supposed to act, especially this whole nasty attitude thing, which I know a lot of people are like, mind your business is how I was raised. Ooh, child. Ooh, child.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
Yeah. Y'all think that's a badge of honor. And again, this is my reality in my opinion. You can hold space for it. You don't gotta accept it. You can definitely reject it. But it's just like, ew. Y'all be mean for no reason. Saying stuff about people for no reason. Especially about people's appearances. The comments I be seeing, it's like, you type that. And you proud of that. And you think that's funny. Says a lot about you. Y'all actions and comments be speaking loud and clear. But I'm not here to judge you, sweetie. But my discernment let me know I ain't kicking it with you. Unfollow. My very last point is that people will try to remind you of who you were, okay? On your growth journey, sometimes people are not going to take kindly to it, especially once you stop hanging out with them. Maybe you don't even stop hanging out with people. Maybe you just want to start doing new things and introducing new things into whatever it is you do in your day-to-day activities. And they're like, when did you start meditating? Or when did you start doing yoga? Or since when you don't eat this? Or since when you don't? Or even if you completely move on, say you were so toxic, you got... Let's say you were so toxic, you had to switch your whole life up. You had to hit a 180, okay? Like, you was that toxic. You can't take the friends, you can't take the family, you can't take the nothing. Scrap everybody, throw everybody away. You got to start from scratch. You don't think those people are going to have stories to tell you for any ear that'll listen, especially if they start to feel judged and they start to project that onto you? People's projections and perceptions, nothing to do with you. Remember, everything we project, we're just reflecting it. What you project, you reflect. That's what's on the inside of you. So when people come to you talking crazy and talking rah-rah about other people, you need to sit down and really listen. That's why I say, when I hear people gossiping, all I'm hearing is more about you than about this person you're telling me about. Just keeping it a buck. But people are going to have stories about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some people that I was toxic to probably watch my videos like, I know this toxic girl is not making no how not to be toxic videos.
You're fucking lying. Let me see.
What the heck? But yeah, I am, because I'm not the same person. And honestly, it's not my responsibility to make all those things right. If you want an apology, reach out for it. That's all I got to say, to be quite honest. If you want an apology from somebody that bad that you have to talk about them to other people, reach out for your apology. And if you don't want to reach out for the apology, you don't want one. You just want to talk bad about people because you see they've grown from the behavior from the times they used to treat you so bad. I know a lot of us feel like people should automatically just reach back and apologize to us, but to be quite honest, most of the time when you're being toxic, you don't know it because that's your way of life. And if you do know it and you realize it and acknowledge it, you don't care, bro. And it's not that I don't care, but do you think I'm about to sit down and think about all the times and all the ways I was toxic and start calling people up? No. If I ever was toxic to you or offended you in any kind of way, hurt your feelings, did something mean, cruel, rude to you, from the bottom of my heart, I deeply apologize. I'm sending you love, light, peace, and healing. If this was the apology that you needed, I really hope you receive it. And if you really want a personal apology for a certain behavior, reach out to me. My Instagram's in the description box, period. I'll send that apology right up if I did it, okay? That's that. So just know when people are continuously trying to keep it on the loop of who you used to be, it's just because they can't let it go and they don't want to commit to their own growth. They're so worried about you because you know what they're not doing? Minding their business.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
So don't worry about it. People are going to spin the stories. They're going to try to make you feel bad because you're growing. But that has nothing to do with you. Remember what my mom said, okay? That ain't nothing to do with you. Don't carry people's perceptions and opinions around any longer. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up right here. I really hope that encouraged you if you're on your growth journey and you've just been dealing with a lot of different energies coming at you, especially during this time. We got all these planets going retrograde. I know people's running wild, especially Venus in retrograde, exes contacting you, hitting you back up like, girl, you don't love me no more. You don't love me no more, Marcus. Yeah, whatever. Like, whoever's hitting you up Handle yourself accordingly. Do what's best for you. Create your own reality. Your perception is the most important one. And do the best you can to heal, grow, be positive, be true, be authentic. Because that's the best version of you, okay? I love you guys so much. I'm sending you love, light, peace, and abundance of every kind. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.